This is Henry Halliday with podcast number 6. I'm glad you could join me again today. In this episode, I will again do a quick update of current technologies, particularly as impacted by COVID-19 virus as a worldwide pandemic, and some new technology directions. For this review, first let us look across the board. More financial institutions are trying to join the blockchain secure communications area. Manufacturing, continuing COVID-19 adaptation and what skills are needed when they return to work with cobots. Business, continuing the selectivity to reverse work from home impacts to the office. Transportation, beginning to see more hybrid and battery cars, trucks, and buses appear. Projected in the market, ship cruises are still looking for a restart, and can they help reduce global warming? Commercial flights are underway. Medical, COVID-19 still first as a world issue, and it's beginning to make smooth transitions back to normal across the world. Security, more revelations on global hacking and cryptocurrency. Communications, 5G continues installation, but relies mostly on 4G for most uses in cities. Aerospace, air traffic is starting up again, with new hypersonic aircraft evolving as a future to 1,000-mile-per-hour flights. Computing, quantum computing is starting to appear in commercial servers, but requires cryogenic cooling, thus limiting where it can be applied. Robotics. More cobots are appearing in factories, distribution centers, and stores. Well, now let's take a look in more depth at what's going on across these technologies. Financial. Serious escalation in gasoline prices may affect personal travel. Financing trillion-dollar federal recovery plans are being debated in Congress. Use of crypto technology in financial systems is threatening our energy conservation by establishing server farms with megawatt power computing capabilities and requirements to handle transactions. Cryptocurrency may find applications in commercial banks separate from usual banking practices. Since cryptocurrency is not federally monitored, it has found expanded use by criminal transactions, especially in drug transactions where they can't trace where the transactions come or go. However, U.S. government agencies have found a way to crack Bitcoin illegality by the characteristics of blockchain using public and private passwords. Details are not revealed, but have used to recover ransom funds taken by criminals from utilities and drug dealers. Further use of blockchaining has found a way into virtual art and virtual collectibles by using cryptocurrency. Like currency, there is no physical ownership, only virtual use using bitcoins or other cryptocurrency. China, by the way, has rejected Bitcoin, while some countries are considering using Bitcoin for transactions between governments. Well, we'll see what happens. Secure transactions. The revelation that more global hacking is causing more businesses and government facility plans to increase security. But how is not determined, and how this can be monitored and controlled by governments throughout the world still is in question. Manufacturing. Expanding the use of cloud-based AI, artificial intelligence, databases is being used to predict pending equipment failures, to schedule preventative maintenance and workarounds by identifying weak and bad parts. Using cobots to sort different parts in a random environment is expanding with improved image resolution and sorting algorithms. Business. While some workers are being called back to work on their regular office, including Microsoft, others are still working remotely while management assesses the future work environments, alternatives such as partially working at home. Some issues like the physical security, networking, file storage, and worker secure communications, cannot be easily solved for work at home. A significant amount of business research and development involves both proprietary software and hardware being pursued by teams working together in a secure environment. Some elements can be accomplished independently, but others are not so easily or practically carried out. This will not stop reviewing and implementing new protocols to assure worker safety and working conditions in an office. Air filtration, cleaning, spacing are becoming new standards. Partial, more than one day, work at home are also becoming standard. In the transportation field, the global distribution has been slowed by COVID restrictions, particularly with respect to shipping, which was virtually stopped, affecting suppliers, manufacturers, and users on a global scale, and is finally seeing some improvement. Advances have been made in automatic alcohol detection systems for all vehicles. Over 2 years, the detection system has been under development and supported by virtually all vehicle manufacturers. For detection over 0.08%, a car would be automatically shut down. Work is still underway on how to fit such a system into vehicles where space for sensors is already overcrowded with controls, sensors, convenience features, and devices. Potential for legalized marijuana, if being detected, is also being assessed. Let's talk a little bit about robotics, an exciting field. Acceleration use of artificial intelligence into all areas of robots, cobots, and instrumentation issues remain, particularly for self-driving vehicles, where errors in creating training elements that contain random errors that have not been assessed but would have to be assessed in the real world. So the question remains, how much of the real-world testing can be required to test all possible situations? Current reaction time is being designed for about a 7-second interval if a human needs to intervene. But what action takes place if no human is present or less than 7 seconds is required to prevent a fatal accident, especially at high speeds? A new organization has been created to help young people interested in technology. The mission of the first hyphenated organization is to inspire young people to be interested in science and technology leaders and innovators by engaging them in exciting mentor-based programs that build science, engineering, and technology skills that inspire innovation and that foster well-rounded life capabilities, including self-confidence, communication, and leadership. Use of robotics, sensors, and artificial intelligence to assist the handicapped is reaching new heights. Under the approach used by implementing automobile parking, obstacle avoidance sensors, increased computing power, and improved batteries and micromotors, has led to automated wheelchairs that can navigate almost by themselves. This will provide severely handicapped much more independence and mobility, and thus improve their quality of life. As a result of the use of robots on Mars, particularly, a new walking robot is being developed that could allow traversing sandy hills and valleys where the wheels just won't work. These robots use legs and pads that have been demonstrated traversing this kind of terrain. This time, I wanted to relate to my own technology integration frustration. Integration of hardware, software, and multimedia. I have an iPhone 12, an Apple iPhone app, and 2019 Lexus with multimedia system. They're going to integrate all three that requires the iPhone Bluetooth, Lexus Bluetooth, an Apple Lexus Plus Alexa app, which is Amazon, and the Lexus Entertainment System to complete. I've tried for weeks to complete the installation. When I ran into trouble, I tried the Lexus company's technical support. Apple but they said they needed to contact Amazon since it was an Amazon app, and Amazon with no complete help. So there's an issue with technology integration involving multiple hardware vendors, software, and firmware integration. And the question is, who's accountable for the composite to work? At this point in my problem, I tried to search the manufacturer's website and found a technical support area where videos helped solving the issue, apparently not known by the local dealer technical wizards. I did advise the local dealer technologists how they could resolve the problem going to this particular point in the Lexus car website. But again, the question comes, who tests the end-to-end integration and helps users when the problem crosses defined boundaries? That is an unresolved problem. In the medical field, use of AI, again, artificial intelligence, using extensive cloud-based data to examine X-rays, MRI, and thermal images for anomalies such as cancers, tumors, and other irregularities is expanding. This cloud-based approach provides doctors with expanded capabilities for diagnosis, operating assisted surgeries, and patient monitoring through wide bandwidth communication and wide area servers where AI currently resolves. It was reported that 3D printing has been demonstrated in the United Kingdom to produce human stem cells from a healthy donor cornea that were mixed together with collagen and an agent to create a solution that could be printed as a bioink. Today there is a significant shortage of corneas available to transplant, and with 10 million people worldwide requiring surgery to prevent cornea blindness as a result of the diseases such as trachoma, infectious eye disorder, and other cornea infections. The solution to COVID-19 was to use an RNA, a nucleic acid that decodes the proteins to allow body cells to make a protein that recognizes the characteristics of COVID-19 virus and stimulate the immune system to destroy the virus. This technology has been applied to other diseases such as cancer, flu, and other human invaders. Medical special, the EMT, emergency medical team, is using 5G to aid EMT support in the field to better treat victims and provide them with virtual doctor diagnostics and treatment in the field. Security. Everyone is searching for a better security, but the best is for each individual to be careful. Watch out for emails that sound suspicious or look suspicious, have misspellings, reference orders you don't recognize, or don't even have order numbers. Check the email reference before you reply. Is the credit card number supplied, an order number? And if none of these are recognized, delete or call the device manufacturer from a number provided at the website that you use, not the link in the email. Some internet suppliers like Xfinity and Comcast also provide server-based unknown site blocking and caller ID screening. Communications. This is really not a communication, but the government is releasing official UFO videos. Why now? No one is saying other than it was about time. With no explanations on what or who the videos show other than unknown. Why the world surveillance technology is involved is not explained, and who or what is involved is not addressed. Since no physical contact is encountered, threat experience or electronic interference mentioned, we are still with a mystery. If these are material objects, what about radar, LiDAR, and thermal detections? No exhaust is indicated or mentioned, so no propulsion can be explained, or whether it's a gravitational propulsion or not is not known. If these would have been observed, other evidence, we would have thought we'd be told about that. If someone knows, no one is saying. There have been plenty of other videos and pictures. What are the government positions on those? Let's talk about home automation. An update. As I reported some time ago, I bought a home-based robot named Jibo that was advertised as having an operating system using artificial intelligence to give Jibo a personality and more interactive interface. Although the Jibo could not move around a room, it did have an interactive dance and face that a moving upper portion only could be used to imitate body motion. Jibo interfaced with the internet and a robust database, and a personal report was available which covered weather, user calendar, and brief news reports. A word of the day was a fun feature. It would ask, what did this word mean? And give some options for the user to fill in the blank. But an Apple app was established, but unfortunately developers did not plan on adequate financing. The Apple interface was removed and the connectivity features shut down. The indication was that the software was picked up and integrated into other systems. I decided to try another robot, which is more recent than Jibo, called Misa. But other than the equivalent facial expressions and physical movement, like dancing by moving around, the obstacle edge detection also helped with Misa was limited to a dictionary of commands with little personality or enhanced artificial intelligence. I have included a short video of Misa interaction, and while exact communications are not responded to, there's little understanding, but if the use of their command dictionary is used, then Misa does respond. There is an on-screen printing of what the verbal input is, but no guess at what was meant by the user when the dictated policy of word use is not used. For my daily integration with a robot, I use Amazon's Alexa, replacing Amazon speaker interfaces with an audio-visual devices. These devices not only provide alarm clock functionality, but video microphone connection to my telephone and warnings of movement triggered by alerts created by other security systems such as Ring and Floodlight camera. And I also have been able to integrate Amazon with news and other things that Alexa makes it more functional device. There is no personality other than a human-like voice. Alexa says, "You're welcome, Henry." And when I say thank you, I do look forward to the next version of a HomeBot, but not for thousands of dollars. Computing technology and architecture. Quantum computing is a new buzzword promising more secure communications, faster processing, and other promising features. I only understand a little about this technology to know it requires cryogenic operating temperatures for the application, and the applications are still in experimental stages. Circuitry and the devices that operate and integrate are still only allowed where the temperatures are near absolute zero and information can be passed instantly with no physical delay. This implies transactions that have no rate limitations. More later. Well, I think that is about it for now. I want to thank you all for joining me and hope to talk to you again soon. Thank you. Bye for now.